It's Week 18 of the National Football League, and all eyes are on Jared Goff. He's your top dog in the league this season, ranking first in passing yards. It's the Lions and the 49ers, and it's coming up next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Now the Michigan man, Jake Moody, to get us started. And we are underway from Ford Field. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by the first overall selection of the 2016 draft. From Cal, it's Jared Goff.
And he comes to the end of the season leading the NFL in passing yards. And that's not necessarily something you set out to do at the beginning of the year, but it's a good illustration of how remarkable and consistent he's been all season.
And Goff going to look to throw right away. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. You look at this Niner defense. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft, free agency, maybe even both. They definitely need some.
And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So now following the sack, Goff and the Lions needing to come up with something here on 3rd and long. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. That's Drake Jackson burying him and finishing the play. On 4th down, Jack Fox on to punt for Detroit. Back to return it, Christian McCaffrey. Fielded at the 33. 13 yards the tally on the return there. And the Niners will go on offense. 1st and 10. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out, their signal caller, now in his 4th season in the NFL.
And last week's loss came despite a clean game on his end, throwing the ball with 2 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. His job this week is simple. Do it again. Continue to avoid turnovers and hope that what sunk them last week resolves itself this time around.
And he'll get nothing out of that one. So no gain on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Here's the Pro Bowler, Christian McCaffrey. And he's going to get it across the midfield stripe into Lion territory. Now this defense for the Lions, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Washington.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground. As my dad used to tell me all the time, when you're getting ready to play a big-time game, especially when you have one going into a dome setting, better strap it up tight because that crowd can really affect things.
Especially on 3rd downs like the one we just saw there with the incompletion. Drive starts with a run from Gibbs. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
Not a huge carry there on 1st down, but not all of them will be. But still, all in all, a positive play for the offense. It's all about picking up at least a few to set up what you're going to do here on 2nd down.
Williams, the man in motion left. Out of the gun, Goff. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they're able to get this one across the 35. He'll get 17 that time, and the Lions have a first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And taken down just shy of the 40. The Lions at 13-3 now on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2nd down, and they go back to Gibbs. Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Inside the 10. And he's in for the score. And his spectacular season continues as he ties the NFL touchdown record.
He is phenomenal. Well, earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And that makes the score 7-0. Just a 4-play drive that time. And it was all capped off by a touchdown run from Jahmyr Gibbs. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And into the end zone, a scoop and score on the fumble return for the Detroit touchdown. So they get the one-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. The Niners offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And as you see on the graphic, he's right up there with the best in the league when it comes to throwing touchdowns. Currently second in the NFL at this point of the season. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And, Charles, you look at these two teams, and these are those kind of litmus test games in the second half of the season that if you're a coach or a player, you can either really look forward to them or really dread them, depending on your point of view.
And if you're dreading them, you're not going to go very far in the playoffs. You need to look forward to these kind of games because here we've got 2 division leaders, both real contenders for the NFC title. And you're right, you love having easy games on your schedule, but you need some games like this to toughen you up a bit and ensure that you're ready for the shock of playoff football.
In motion, the tight end. Purdy looking to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. 70th catch for him on the year, and like so many others, this goes for a first down. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. Now Purdy. Well, same target, same result. It's Kittle. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38. That reception, his 600th NFL catch. Congratulations. Quite the accomplishment. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. up the gut, McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Back to throw, Purdy. Hitting Samuel on the slant. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Here's Purdy. Touchdown! Brandon Ayuk, his 17th touchdown now on the season. And the 49ers are back within a score.
Obviously, Brandon, they couldn't get it all back with just 1 score, but that touchdown chips into the lead, and now it makes the comeback a little bit more manageable.
Jake Moody now for the point after. And that one makes it 14-7. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. So here's Moody back out there now to send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Lions offense and Jared Goff set to take over once more. And he comes into this final weekend of the season as the NFL's leader in passing yards as he looks to end his strong campaign on a high note. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. Through 1 quarter, 14-7 our score. Second quarter action now from Detroit, and it's the homestanding Lions who have the football as they've got it with a 2nd and 4 coming up. A give right side for Gibbs. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Goff now looking to throw. And that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. Another run for Gibbs here. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. From the 25, here's 2nd and a yard. Now it's Goff. Throw left side complete. That's Gibbs. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers 14. The Lions passing game in sync now. They've got another 1st down.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Goff now looks to throw. Throw left side, caught by Laporta. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Goff. And that is caught. And he has now tied the record. Touchdown. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
Badgley on for the extra point. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one a pretty time-consuming 10-play drive. And Jahmyr Gibbs finished it all off with a touchdown grab. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Niners offense and Christian McCaffrey ready to go once more. And they love to find different ways to get him the football. We know that. And you can see he comes into this week 2nd in the NFL in receiving yards out of the backfield. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
And bulldozing his way through. Still going. And all the way down to the 5. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards.
Where's the contain there? And yes, that's a question because that was just a simple drop-off. But he hits the Jets, and all of a sudden, the seas part in front of him. A huge result there to flip the field and what was a fairly innocuous play call.
1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Purdy will set up to throw it here. He's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line. DeMarcus Lawrence, what a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Well, there's still time to rectify this situation because the silver lining, it took a sack on 1st and goal. But that close to the goal line, that still definitely hurts.
2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. Purdy now to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
The offense on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Purdy from the gun. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. That's sacked by Khalil Mack.
That's quite a stand there defensively. A huge sack on 3rd down, and that's going to force him into a field goal attempt.
So Purdy off and Moody on for the 49er field goal. It'll come from the right hash. It's a 47-yard attempt. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
Man, confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Hopkins. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The catch and run, good for 18 and a first down.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
To throw is Goff. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
The 49ers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And he has been a big component of the passing game so far. You see the numbers for this first half. This defense is going to need to find some way to key in on him because he is eating them up right now. Throwing here, Purdy. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So roughing the passer penalty, never one that you like to see.
Not at all, and especially when you're in that final push of the season. You can't afford to get your quarterback hurt before the playoffs roll around, and we know they'll be here before you know it.
Purdy. Got a man, that's Ayuk. Just a gain of a couple there, and it'll be second down.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
Out of the gun, Purdy. And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. From the gun on third down. Purdy, Kittle catching the slam. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
I thought maybe when he caught it, he'd have a good chance of getting that first down, but that's a nice job of holding him up and preventing him from getting to the sticks.
So Purdy off and Mooney on for the 49er field goal. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. Kyle Shanahan's made the decision. They're going on 4th down. Once more, Purdy looking to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And across the chalk into the end zone. It's a 49er touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, a 20-yard touchdown. And the 49ers get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. It took a pretty big risk right there going for it on 4th down, but hey, not only did they get the first down, forget about that, they got in the end zone.
Yeah, because normally you're just thinking, can I get enough yardage to get it past the sticks and pick up a first down? Instead, they go for the end zone and get it done with no margin for error. Remember, 4th down, they went for it.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Lions going to go back on offense one final time in this first half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Running right through him. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Here's Goff. All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Diamador Lenore. Well, Charles, you know, it's so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. It's all down to this. Week 18 of the NFL regular season. Lots to be decided, so let's get right to it. We'll begin up in the Still City, Acrisure Stadium in Pittsburgh. And in the second quarter, it's the Bears who are out in front. Rome Odunze, a touchdown reception. From there, we check on the other Pennsylvania team as we head east to see what's happening with the Eagles. And they were winners in that one over the visiting New York Giants. Jalen Hurts leading the way with a couple of touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they were losers in their ball game to the visiting Dallas Cowboys. Jalen Tolbert, a touchdown catch in the victory. In the first half, it was the Alabama man, Jahmyr Gibbs, who had it cooking. He found the end zone twice, once on the ground and once in the passing game, as he proved he's anything but a one-dimensional running back. This one's been all you could hope for as an NFL fan. Just a one-point game here at halftime. This has been as much fun as you could hope for with both these teams in it to win it. With both of these offenses having their way, it's not likely they'll need to be doing a whole lot at halftime. But the defenses are definitely in need of some adjusting. And for the call of the second half, let's go back out to Brandon and Charles.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. It's been a shootout so far. We'll see which defense can make the adjustments as we get back underway in the second half. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. The visitors' offense and Brock Purdy getting ready for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point, and now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it can turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Niners first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Barnett, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 2nd and 11 now. Purdy, he'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And it's going to be another 1st down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. That one goes for 24 yards.
What a drive. This has been just chewing up the yardage, and here's one of their best plays yet as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and that'll make it 2nd down. And now whistles here and a flag down. Looked like someone got going a little early.
Ball start. Offense.
And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time, and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
Shotgun now with Purdy. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. He's down inside the 10 to the 8, and it comes on a gain of 8. 9th play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Purdy looking to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. And just as they thought they might be able to take that across and get the lead, a big red zone turnover.
I know that I am defense-centric, and I want to give them a whole lot of credit, but I just can't believe after that drive, in that position, ball security paramount, they turn the ball over. Terrible.
So we get a look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. And their defense just helped them out by getting the football back on the opening drive here in the 2nd half. And now can the offense follow through with points on their first possession?
And that's a big one for them because after the work the defense has done, they've got a chance here to open up this lead.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's Goff. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Back to throw, Goff. Setting up the screen, this is Gibbs. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. Here comes the Lions punter now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Oh, boy, Christian McCaffrey shaken up, so hold everything here as they're going to take a look at it. Now, this is just the last thing you want to see in the final week of the regular season. Well, I hope he's okay. We'll step aside and be right back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. From the 41, here's a 2nd and 4. Back to throw, Purdy. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Now Purdy. They're looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Down the left sideline. He may go. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. An excellent play there, CD, on the pick six. And I think were they a nickel? Did they have an extra DB out there?
Yeah, Brandon, I think they were in standard nickel, not the Buffalo, as teams like to call it, meaning 3 safeties for big nickel. They just wanted to take away the quarterback's throwing lanes, and that's exactly what they did and came through with a big-time pick six.
Here's Badgley now to try to add the PAT. And with that, the lead is up to 8. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And able to get this out to the 25. The 49ers offense making its way back out there. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he's going to have a Niners first down as he's able to get this up to the 37-yard line. Up the middle they go. Barnett. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. It's 49er football, but some ground to cover. They find themselves behind as we hit the 4th and final quarter. Here's Purdy. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. Picked up by Xavier Howard. And he will bring it back. An interception return for a Lions touchdown. Well, that's what you get, apparently, when you try to take on a Pro Bowl cornerback. I mean, what a play there to make the interception and also bring it back for 6.
And he is so good that we've seen teams absolutely stay away from throwing the ball at him. Here, he's just reading the quarterback's eyes the entire way, makes a great play on the football, and turns it into 6.
Badgley on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. The Niners set to take over on offense. And we'll see if they can band back together after the pick six. It hurt badly, but still within striking distance. A two-score game with a good chunk of time on the clock. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. And we're going to stop play here, at least momentarily. It looks like there is a 49er who's in some discomfort. Well, week 18, this is just when you hope everybody can get through the regular season healthy, but the medical staff is going to have to take a look here, and we'll step aside. The tight end in motion right. On 2nd and 12, Purdy. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And under the Lions' pressure, he's brought down. Jack Campbell drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up fourth down. It has been a rough afternoon for him trying to get rid of the football. See, that's now 5 sacks.
How'd you like to be the offensive coordinator, the offensive line coach trying to come up with an answer for this pass rush? What blocking assignments do you change? Can guys play a little bit better? And we're seeing the end result on the scoreboard. Long day in the pocket for their quarterback.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. Here's Williams to return. 13 yards on the return there after a punt of 57. And the Lions will take over. Detroit's offense ready to take over. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Gibbs straight ahead. They find some open field here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. Goff now looking to throw. Now that'll be caught by St. Brown. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Brings up 2nd and yard at the 30-yard line.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd down and 1. Goff. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. That is caught. And he's going to be out down inside the 20 at the 15.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it...
And he is into the end zone, and the touchdown record is now all his. So an important touchdown right there is now they're really beginning to pull away.
Yeah, this was a tight game until not too long ago. But since then, they've hit the accelerator, and they pushed the lead up to 3 scores here in the fourth quarter, and I don't see them looking back.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Following the touchdown, Badgley out there to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The 49er offense, they're coming back out onto the field, and we're going to give you a look at the playoff picture now into the weekend in the NFC. And for the moment, they're sitting pretty in possession of that number 2 seed, but as we know it often happens, this is all still subject to change.
You're so right about that, but even though the math isn't there yet, I think it's going to take new math for them not to make the playoffs. They're almost certainly going to be in the tournament and certainly going to be a dangerous team if you have to play against them. That incompletion brings us one step closer to the end of this one, maybe mercifully, partner. And let's face it, though, no surprise, they're still flinging it around. They have pride, too.
That's into the hands of Pearsall on the right side. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion right here. Purdy now to throw off the play action. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Purdy, big 4th down play. He's got his target. That's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Again, it's Purdy to throw it. Pass caught by Pearsall. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Here's a 2nd and 8. Throwing here, Purdy. The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. He's up now to 80 yards receiving in the ball game, and he's got a 1st down. Purdy will set up to throw it here. Throw caught there by Willis. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, Purdy. And a quick throw here, that's complete. A timeout here for an injured player, and definitely not what this defense wants to see. It's Khalil Mack who's in some discomfort. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've had a lot of chances but not much success, converting only 3 times. Here it's 3rd and 2. Purdy will look to throw again here. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
This has obviously been a bad loss, but one of the few things they can still do is try and throw the ball all the way to the end zone and get some points on the board so they're not shut out over the final 2 quarters of this game.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Yeah, boy, now you see him, now you don't. Excellent move. Nice run. Winds up getting about 6. This 2nd and 4. And off to Gibbs, headed right here. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them. trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. Now they nearly sprung him that time as he takes us all the way down to the 37. And even 150 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. And carries like that, that's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
11 more on that one and another first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
They'll go again with Gibbs.
A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. Calling an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Oh, now look at this. They're lining up to add 3 more. A little insult to injury here late in the game. And that is no good. And that'll keep this a 22-point game.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Lions,
they get yet another victory to finish the year at 14-3 overall.
And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for San Francisco,
the loss means they'll finish up the regular season at 10-7.
And as division champs, they will host a playoff game next week in the wild card round. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.